What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to show some love to my wagon. The last time I drove that car was when we went down to SoCal to hang out with the homie Slimeball, and when I got back from that trip, the car had just been parked right there. And it's kind of sad sight to look at it because it is super dirty, very dusty, and the car itself looks freaking brown, and there's just a lot of spider webs everywhere. So I kind of want to wash the car and kind of clean the outside of it a little bit, but the biggest thing is to work with my left rear axle, because on that trip to SoCal I somehow seized a rear axle and the car was driving pretty harsh, and I pulled over in the middle of the night, 5 in the morning, at a gas station halfway down to break the axle, cup the diff, cup the trailing arm to continue my trip down to SoCal. When we went to go pick up the 88 Silver sedan from Ukiah, which was 3 hours north with the homie Blanco, on the way back we stopped by his pad and he told me to go through some of his stuff that he's clearing out of his unit, and if I could use them, take him. If not, he's gonna junk it. And in that pile he had a pair of RT 4-wheel drive wagon axles, the ones that I need for my broken one in the car, and that's what we have here in the garage. I'm gonna take it out, I'm gonna clean it real quick to see if the boots look decent, and if they are, we're gonna move the wagon onto the driveway. If they're not, we'll go to the parts store to grab some boots to reboot them. But let's go ahead and get them on the table and start scrubbing them down a little bit with some awesome spray. This axle looks like it has the tripod not inside the cup, so we're gonna have to try to wiggle it back in. But honestly, the boot doesn't look bad. It just has a bunch of crud on it from probably, you know, age, but it doesn't look like it has cracks on it. So let's go ahead and clean this thing up real quick. I'm not even capping, guys. This thing does not look as bad. It does not look as bad. So I'm probably not going to change the boot at all. And also the parts store boots are so thin. I've had them rip prematurely, and I don't want to have to like risk, because you know the boots from the parts store is not cheap either. So I'm probably going to keep these OEM ones on here, and then maybe if I can try to find something similar online that's a thicker boot, maybe I'll change it eventually. But this will work. This will work. I'm probably going to clean these joints a little bit so it's not rust going in. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the wire wheel on this guy real quick. Get enough for me. Now, because I need to move my blue all-wheel drive car off the driveway anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and take it for a little stroll. I'm gonna go to the parts store to go grab some brake cleaner, because I don't have any brake cleaner, and I use brake cleaner so much. Every time I buy them by the box of 12, because it lasts me quite a while, as long as you're, you know, not just wasting them randomly. But I'm gonna be driving this car just to stretch some legs a little bit. I really want to know how the mid plate feels after seeing how much the engine moved before. The mid plate definitely makes it stand still in the engine bay. So I'm gonna go ahead and just warm this thing up, and we're gonna hit the road in just a minute. I've always had this like engine movement clunking noise every time I would shift, and I will say that I don't hear it anymore, but now I hear my exhaust rattling, because I don't know if it's like more solid or what, but yeah, I hear it in the back, and I know my exhaust was touching the axle before. brake cleaner by the box and some wire wheel from Harbor Freight. To be able to pump like a normal car, $5.01. God damn. Guys, my car is doing something weird. Check this out. That's not good. My starter's going out. It literally just click, 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 and then it just turned on. God dang it. You know, I'm very happy to know that the clunking noise of the engine is no longer there, and the drivability is no different than how it was before. So mid plate success. Now we won't really know until we take it to the track and see how it holds up after a couple of launches. Time to throw these guys away. Look at this. Damn. These guys are all gone. All gone. I mean, this one folded, and then this one is brand new. What's up, bro? So one of the big reasons why I stopped driving this car is because when I was coming back from LA, this car was shaking so badly that I had to drive a little bit quicker just to get rid of that vibration. If you look, my car is parked straight onto the driveway, but my wheel is crooked. It's crazily towed to the left, and that is why I stopped driving this thing. It literally ate out the camber. I think this one is straight though. I think it's the other side that is super towed out, because this is the one that's super cambered, and you can clearly see this wheel is pointed the other way. So I don't know if I can try to squeeze in this video taking this car to the alignment shop. Realistically, other than just the tow, it drives really well, and you know, I do want to fix it, because you know, occasionally when I want to go to the lake and stuff, I can just drive this car, because you know, this is my baby. And you know, it's crazy for me to even say that, and the car looks like this, but don't worry guys, we're definitely going to take care of it. I want to get another car cover, because the one that belonged to this car is on that car, so I need to get another one to put it here so it can stop getting all super duper dusty. I need a steering wheel, but I'm gonna go ahead and turn this thing on real quick. It should fire over no problems. The key word here is should. My tape play real quick. Yes sir. I'm probably gonna park this car backward on the driveway just so that we can work on that axle underneath the canopy. The luxury of power windows. Heck yeah. I want to see how the engine bay is looking. It's been a while. If the car is this dirty, The engine bay probably is too, and everything underneath here is black. Oh damn. Damn, there's a lot of spider webs everywhere. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I might clean under the hood as well too. We may as well. This car needs a really good clay bar for sure. Yeah, that's like overspray or something, which makes sense because I do a lot here on the driveway and this car is not covered over there. Maybe later we'll probably polish this car up as well too and kind of refresh a lot of the black. You can see when this car was painted back in 2011, the overspray on my trim right here, you can see when the car was resprayed white, and that white's kind of showing up. Mako paint job back in the days right there, you can kind of see it. So maybe we'll give this thing a full detail sometimes later. You guys see all the paint chips? That right there is an indication of I drive this shit. Yeah, I don't even care. When I show up to the car shows, I leave it just like this, all messed up, because I drive this baby. Yes, sir. Some leftover McGuire from the last time I washed my car. Should I do the engine bay too? The car's not on, but maybe I'll just do the sides. I'll just do the sides. Man, this color still looks so good. Just needs a good old touch up and detail, and this baby will shine again. Mind you guys, we painted this car in 2014 from the original white, and we went with the Scion TC cement gray from 2014, and it is paint inside and out, jams and all. But I think after car show season of 2014, I stopped caring too much about the paint and I started really driving the car and beating it up. And you can see all the rock chips. Actually, the side skirt was painted at a different time because it was originally black, and then I went with the same colored front lip. I got a spare set of side skirts, painted that, and then I also had a different rear bumper that was USDM half cut, and then I did the JDM SH5 Beagle with the fog lights. But this thing has gone through so many different phases. It's crazy. It's crazy how time flies. I just cleaned my car, and you guys see that dust storm? It's hard for you guys to see, but there's a whole ass dust storm right there. Why? Because these bums be driving their cars in the back of the garden, and it's all dirt, and they plow through it. right, and creates a dust storm. That's why these cars are dirty like all the time. And that's why I don't often wash my car. I'll wash it and then tomorrow completely dirty again. But dude, the wagon cleaned up really nice. The engine bay, shout out to the homie Carlo at the powder coat shop. This valve cover and charge pipe, if I clean it and I show this car anywhere, if you stare at it, you'll see the pink flakes. I don't know if you guys can kind of see the pink flakes right there. Yeah, that shit looks fire, dude. Yeah, this thing cleaned up really good. Tomorrow it's gonna get dirty again. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and jack up this side, and then we're gonna pull the cups off to install the replacement axle right here on the floor. Wait a second, my e-brake's up, but my wheel's spinning. Uh-oh, that's not good. Huh. What in tarnations? Oh, it's all the way up too. I think I got the wrong axle. The one that I need is in the storage unit, I'm sure, because this one is actually shorter. What the heck? Damn, guys, I thought I measured out the correct axle with the one that came out of here, and unfortunately this is the shorter side because it doesn't even come out of the hub. Now if I push it to come out of the hub, right, it actually comes out of the cup over there. The tripod is sitting right on the end of the cup, and as soon as I do the first launch, it's gonna destroy that cup. And I've done that plenty of times on the red all-wheel drive CRX and this car. I'm not trying to risk it again, so it looks like I'm gonna have to go grab my other axle, the opposite of this one, in the storage unit. And the storage unit is already closed today, an hour ago, so I'm gonna have to go and pick that up tomorrow. Also tomorrow I'm hoping that this guy, you know, responds. I'm trying to go pick up a tool that I found off of Facebook Marketplace. It's literally a quarter of what it costs, and I'm hoping to score it because it is something I've been wanting for a while for the garage revamp, and we're probably going to go on a drive tomorrow. But as far as this goes, this is also tomorrow's task, and I'm just going to drop the car back on the jack stands and leave the wheel off until we get back to it. All right, guys, so it's the next morning and we have an hour drive to our destination to go and pick up this tool. I need you guys to tell me, what do you think causes traffic on the freeway? Aside from like an accident in your lane, what causes traffic on the freeway? That Mustang GT has been downshifting, upshifting, downshifting, upshifting gears for the last 10 minutes. Why is it I run across these cars when I'm driving in the freaking van? I can't drive my sedan to pick up this tool, so yeah. Here's what I think about traffic at this section. Everybody's trying to get onto the 84, but we have a ton of late mergers. People from these 3 lanes are still in this 3 lane right before the exit. So the traffic that gets created here is all the people who are braking to signal in to try to get into that lane over there to get onto the 84. And a lot of times these people aren't even using their signals. I feel like that's like majority of the traffic that happens, obviously, right? Because look, no more traffic at all. tool secured. So guys, while I'm out here in Antioch, I'm gonna stop by the homie Chris Built to check up on my built K20 engine. If you guys don't remember, Chris built me a piston rod K20 last year, and we made 600 with guys at Red Zone. I went to go race in Bakersfield, and on the way home, the car rod knocked. So when I took the girdle apart, the bearing was like non-existent. So I dropped off the engine to Chris a little while ago, and he finally got into it. So I'm gonna go over there and check out to see what all we need to put it back together, and drop off some cash for him. And somebody just crashed, or what the hell is going on here? Huh, interesting. But yeah, anyways, we're gonna stop by his place real quick.
Weird, man, that the number 3 is the only one that got beat up, and everything else is clean. Normal.
Yeah. Look, this is the only bearing that was left in that block. If you guys remember the motor that spun a bearing, this is the only bearing that's left right here. So,
and the crank looks good. Look at all the race except for that number 3 for some reason. So yeah, if you guys remember when I took off the oil pan to kind of check the bearing, I only shown you guys just this one right here, right? So this is what it looks like. A little discoloration, which is weird because, you know, like we still don't know what's going on with it, right? So and then look at that. Yeah, everything looks good.
Yeah, so
side to side clearance. Yeah,
so all of the journals for the main and the rest of the rod, aside from the one, looks really good. But a new crank is on the way already. Yeah, and then what we're going to be doing different here, we're going to be swapping out this rod.
No, we're going to change the whole set.
Yeah, the whole set right there on the table, Comstars. And then
we're going to put new
we got Dracotail 3.2 cams, which is right here on the floor. Shout out to the homie Richard. And block is going to get clean, head's going to get clean, and then, you know, Chris is going to put this entire thing back together. And the goal with this new setup when it comes back, we're shooting for 700 with just a cam on the touch-up tune, but, you know, we'll take whatever it gets when we get back on a dyno with Geif, you know, in due time, because I'm not in a rush to put this back into the blue car. But when we get this thing back in the blue car, it's going to be spicy as F, dude. So shout out to Chris Built, because, you know, he's, you know, really taking his time to really do this right again and taking care of me, because it was just unfortunate what happened, but, you know, that's kind of, that's kind of part of it. And, you know, Chris is going to figure it out for me, and we'll be back in no time with another built K20 motor. Guys, also, this is Chris's M1 race car. It's an EG hatch. This is a 99.
Yeah, Super 99.
Super 99, lean mount and all. And this is the little motor. This is just something for right now, get it tuned, and then you got something else going in here for later. I think you're trying to get this thing ready for HD as well too.
Yes.
Yeah, this thing, it's got, it looks like it's got a long way, man. HD is only,
I think it's gonna get done.
Oh no, for sure. I mean, it's not that far. You said wiring, plumbing, and that's it.
Yeah.
Got that DTR header on here. I was looking at the thing. Freaking awesome, dude.
He makes the best headers, man.
One of the best headers out there. Look at this titanium tip, bro. Chill out.
Hell yeah, he hooked me up, Danny.
This thing looks good. DTR, man, one of the Bay Area guys. A lot of my boys run all the DTR stuff in here on their cars, man. It's pretty sick. Lean mount and everything, dude. It's pretty badass, man. Hopefully we'll see it out there in HD.
Yep.
This whole entire drive is very boring because I don't have radio in this car. If you guys remember, the back sliding door glass shattered and it activated the anti-theft, and I need a radio code to reactivate the radio to have music. The glove box won't open either, so I can't get the code there. So I wanted to stop by my storage unit really quickly to measure out the opposite axle from the one that we have at home. Holy crap, how many axles do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. These are all the fronts. 5. This one is just the shaft. There's no cups to it. Where did these guys come from? So I'm gonna go ahead and just measure out and see which one's I guess longer than the one that I have at home. All right, guys, so we're back home. While I was in the storage unit, I did call Son from S1 to kind of figure out a solution for an axle for my wagon, right? So Son went to go grab one of the S1 built axles. If you guys don't know, S1 has their own axles for your all-wheel drive swap. My blue all-wheel drive car has their set of axles in it, and it has been holding up to all the abuse I've been throwing at it. Link in the description below. But anyways, he was measuring out one of the S1's axle compared to the long wagon axle, which is the 3 yellow stripe guy right here. And it turns out his axles are plus or minus 3/4 to an inch longer than the OEM wagon axle, which I feel like it's going to work much better in the wagon, right? Because we're having issues with the tripod, which is this guy here, the tripod coming out of the cup once it is bolted to the car. And what that does is, after a couple of launches, being at the very end of the cup, this will explode the cup apart. I've actually had that issue with the red all-wheel drive CRX a couple of times, and that's why I upgraded to these guys, which didn't really last too long. But anyways, the longer axle from S1 is probably going to work better in my car, but we're gonna have to save up for it. So a solution for right now, I was going to just grab these two guys right here, right? These are obviously a shaft that I blew the cups apart. This one I blew a cup apart. So what I was going to do was I was going to measure, you know, the OEM long axle, which is actually this guy here. This is the long axle with the 3 stripes. I was going to measure this guy an inch longer, make the cut, and then I was going to weld this one to this one to make it again an inch longer, and then sleeve it, right, to give extra strength for now. But if it works, it works. I'm not really racing this car to need a really strong axle. I just need it to be full-wheel drive again. So I was going to do this. This is why I brought it. And then after going through my shelf of all the other axles, I forgot that this is the opposite axle of this guy. So this is the long, right? This is the short. And just to show you guys really quickly, the OEM axle to the one that I have here, this is 3/4 extended. So if I put it up close, you can see that this one, it's much longer, right? Yeah, that's why this one worked well, but you know, cutting up the boot, losing the grease, this is what ended up happening. But anyways, what I was gonna do now is, because this guy has a tripod and the bearing inside of it, because this one is destroyed, this is the short axle, this is the long axle extended 3/4. Sounds confusing. I'm gonna take these tripod and bearings and switch it over to here, and then put the original cups back on. So this guy belongs on this side, this guy belongs on this side, repack it with grease, put new boots on it, and put the same axle that came out back into the car. I think that's my temporary solution, so I don't have to worry about cutting, welding, and making this straight so it's not unbalanced and not risking blowing a stock axle. So we're gonna put these guys off to the side for right now, guys. I'm probably not going to build this today, if I'm being dead ass honest, because I don't have any boots or grease, and probably gonna take care of that a different day. But as far as this video goes, I really just want to show some love to my wagon, and it looks really good. It's already dusty from yesterday car wash, but it looks much better than when it was sitting on the driveway right here. So if you look, oh man, I'm loving it. I think this is probably the best phase of this car since I've owned it. 2010. Look at this. It's jacked up on the other side, and this thing looks super slammed. A little too low for my tasting, but it looks good. It looks good. The car's gonna sit like this until we figure out an axle situation, guys. And I think the biggest part of this video now is just another Facebook score, because we have a horizontal bandsaw finally. Get the light on for you guys real quick. Horizontal bandsaw. Now the only concern about this is when he turned it on for me, I didn't realize that it was moving all crazy, but I also didn't know that there was 3 different speeds on here. So I figured once you put the belt onto the speed you want it to be, you're supposed to crank it down or something, because this moves way too much for my liking. Probably just gotta tighten that up right there, and it should be Gucci taters. This is from Harbor Freight as well too. This thing's like 300 bucks, and I got it for $100. Can't beat that, man. Facebook Marketplace, definitely the first place to look when I need new tools before, you know, buying it brand new. And then also we stopped by at the homie Chris's house. I dropped off cash for him to order the rest of the parts to get that K20 up and going. Everything's gonna be built back to the spec it was before, but I am gonna be adding Drag Cartel 3.2 cams into it, and hopefully on the touch-up tune we're gonna be closer to 700 horsepower second time around with that engine. So I think I want to wrap it up for the video right here. Not much I can do with the car as of right now, and I'm gonna probably sit and tinker with this thing a little bit and just dial this machine in before we set it up to do some more fabrication type of stuff. I'm probably gonna switch out the Harbor Freight blade to the Lennox one. I heard they're much better, much stronger, and just want to prevent myself from having issues with this machine later down the road. But I am going to wrap up this video right here, guys. I hope you enjoy a little bit of work on the wagon, a little bit of Facebook score, a little bit of, you know, checking out my previous engine. It's not a stock motor, guys. I know there's some comments talking about this is what happens when you run a junkyard motor. It's a fully built blueprinted engine from the homie Chris Built Race Engines. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, be sure to hit the like button. And if you guys want to stick around for more progress update here on the driveway, I'm trying to get the silver car to the alignment shop, and then we can schedule for a tune. I know I've said it a couple of times now, but we need to get it done. So if you guys want to stick around and see that, be sure to hit the subscribe button. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. It's 4th of July, guys. So I'm going to give you a little fireworks show. You guys can hang out on the fence